Coming to you live from the gates, this is Optimal Play. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Jordan.
And it's Gudnak time.
Gudnak means warfare.
The rules did say. We were trying to figure out A, how to pronounce Gudnak, and B, what it is. And there are two answers to what it is. It is the Orcish word for warfare.
Yeah.
Or war. And it is a 2-player dueling card game played on a grid with square cards.
Square cards. Perfect for a grid. A
3
by 3 grid.
Yeah, I don't think I'm aware of any other games like this type of, constructed deck battler games with square cards.
No, not of a constructed deck battler, not that I could think of.
No. In fact, it's pretty rare to even hold a hand of square cards. It's a weird feeling to me. Like, there are square cards in plenty of games, but they usually, you draft them from Merc and put them straight on the table in some Euro game or whatever.
Yeah. There's one game called Emperors, Barracks Emperors, which has square cards and you have a hand.
Okay, well, there's the other
Fun
one.
fact.
Yeah. Gudnak was sent to us by Chaotic Great Games, which is a great name for a studio, as a review copy, so thank you for providing that. And we played a couple practice games where we found it crunchier than we expected.
Crunchier than expected, yeah. There's a lot to think about.
Yeah, and we did pour beers. We've seen the Team Covenant videos where they talk about how it's good at the pub and stuff. So cheers, yeah. But also, there's a serious war going on.
Serious war is really best undertaken inebriated.
Agreed.
I think Teddy Roosevelt said that, or not Teddy Roosevelt. Grant. Sounds like something Grant would have said.
Take your word for it. You're the history buff. You are now.
Famously.
The Optimal Play historian.
There you go. All right.
So this is not going to be a full learn to play. There are Team Covenant and others have done great ones. We are just going to throw down with what faction are you playing? Oh, yeah,
you did not tell me the name. I'm playing basically the dwarf orcs. They live in the darkness.
Yeah, the Delguon.
The Delguon.
Yeah.
This is what my stronghold
I switched views right as you...
This is what my stronghold looks like. It's buried in the ground.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool art, actually.
Yeah, you live in a pit.
And the goal of this game is for you to besiege the gates, but standing in your way is my deck.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Which actually, I'm just now realizing that it's true. You're sieging when you're here, you're at the gates. You're sieging their deck to mill it in order to win, and the cards actually look like gates.
They do. That is true.
Something I had not processed until this moment.
I did not until you finished your sentence. Not even started it, but finished it. I was like, what are you talking about?
Where are you going with
this?
Exactly. They also look like the sun that you see in some of the art that is dying in this world, and that's what this game's backdrop is a fantasy world with a dying sun and all these factions blaming each other for it and stuff. I'm playing the Refractory, which are I think human or mostly human. They look human to me. Anyway, they are your knights and royalty and that fantasy trope, but they are extremely devout and they blame your lack of devotion for the sun dying.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
They also have hippogriffs.
There's some of those, yeah. Yeah, like humans do.
Like humans do,
right. Okay, so in this game we are attempting to play units of the battlefield, fight on this tight grid, and ultimately occupy the space in front of our opponent's decks, which slowly mills them out and ends the game that way. Right,
so if you start your turn with your deck empty and an opponent's card here, you lose.
Correct, yeah. So, Jordan, who have you randomly selected to go first?
You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Well, no, I can't. Here we go.
I was just expecting you to just throw out a name and I was going to run with it. It's you. Okay. All right. So you are going to go first, meaning you draw a card and then only take one action, and we will normally take 2.
Okay, I'm going to start by playing one of my heroes, the Stone Seeker, down.
Ooh.
And the Stone Seeker's ability reads, anytime you would draw a card, look at the top 2 cards of your deck and choose which one to draw. Put the other on the top or bottom of your deck.
That seems really strong.
Seems cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was I played that faction in a practice game. That was in there?
Yeah, I actually just top decked this. This is not my plan, and I saw it and I was like, this seems great.
Yeah.
Good to start the game
I'd agree.
with.
All right, well, I'll need to put something down that can go over and kill it.
No.
To that end, I think your turn's done.
I believe so.
I'll draw my card, and...
Whoa! Something very exciting happened over there.
How could I not start the game with this?
Okay.
As my first action of the game, I'm going to play a tactic.
Oh.
Tactics, so playing units and things always costs one action. Tactics costs a number of actions specified on the card. This one is one, so it's one of my 2 actions. Rapid deployment. Deploy up to 4 fighters.
That's crazy.
Following the rules for the deploy action. So
All right.
this might end with me having an empty hand and spending actions to draw more cards later, but
find
it's
out.
too cool not to do.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if you're able to play this if you only have 3 guys to play. Oh no, it says up to 4.
Up to, yeah, okay. So I just top decked that card and was like, I am windmill slamming this onto
There
the
you
table.
go,
So
yeah.
now I need to actually decide.
Which ones to play?
Yeah.
It's kind of nice because you're deploying first, so I get to array myself against you.
That's true. Yeah, I'm really giving you a lot to crunch on as you
Yeah.
take your next turn.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I have 3 different types of units, so they're basically, and you have to summon into your backline, which for me is this here. So I'm going to have to, like, it's a no-brainer that my 1 brute and my 1 hunter have to be by themselves because I can't stack them. I think I like this fine. So this is Dusklight Hunter. This is a basic unit. It has 1 power, and it is a hunter, which means it has armor piercing, and it has +1 when attacking brutes. Then I have, speaking of brutes, the Dawnbringer Brute. This is my basic unit that's 3 strength, and it has overwhelming strength. It has +1 when attacking soldiers. So there's a rock, paper, scissors thing on full display here.
Right.
And then these 2 share a trait, which means I can deploy 1 and then deploy the other one on top of it in a stack.
So this
That's a hero called Solarian Cavalry. It's 2 power and has the ability Noble Steed. This fighter may take actions while fatigued.
Cool.
And finally, Solarian Soldier, which is a basic soldier, which gets +1 against hunters. It's stacked on top. So that was my first action, and now that I'm down to 1 card, which I don't want to play in this instance, I guess my second action will be, and they're all fatigued since they were just deployed, I guess I will draw a card.
Okay. Yeah, they say in card games the best thing to do is
Draw on your last
turn,
action,
yeah.
right? Yep, that was super smart.
Right now I'm going to just draw 2 cards for this and pick one.
Look at 2, pick 1.
Right.
Okay, all right, I'll take a sip
Let's
of
see
beer
what
while
we
you
got
think.
here.
I'm sure it's nothing good, I have all the good cards.
Yeah, it can't be good. And so, yeah, I think this makes sense to keep. And this one, I think I'm going to put on the bottom here.
Okay, all right, 2 actions.
All right, 2 actions here. It's funny because, like, my whole plan changed based on what you did. And I had, like, kind of a well-developed plan. Now it's just, like, in the trash. Like, I had given it some real thought.
I had not even really looked at my hand yet, and then I saw that rapid deployment card. I looked, I was like, I have 4 units in hand. Let's go.
Yeah, that's extremely fair. Extremely fair. Okay, so for my 2 actions, I'm going to play my own brute. Actually, it's dangerous because you could stack another. If I play a brute here, you could stack a better sword guy on top. You know what? That's okay. I'm going to play this guy here. And I'm going to
Rusher
play
brute. Some intimidating art. This dwarf has tentacles for legs and a claw arm.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, this is why I stay above ground.
There you go. And not for long. I'm dragging you down here. All right. And I will play a Faithful Servant, which is one of my heroes here. And this one says, if a demon or brute you control would become fatigued and this fighter is not fatigued, you may fatigue this fighter instead.
That's really good. You played your big brute and the card that can take its fatigue for it?
Right.
Okay. That's great. You are done?
I'm done.
All right, I will draw a card. You drew one to start your turn, right?
I did, yes.
We did find, as we were learning to play this, for whatever reason, we get in the tank on our hands and forget to draw our start of turn card.
Right.
Which is really important because the deck's running out as the end game condition.
Right.
This is cool. This is cool. All right. Yeah, I think we'll do this.
Great.
No. You would just crush it with your crusher. Because it can go twice.
I would never do that.
Your faithful servant is already screwing me up. So I think I've got to work towards that dying horribly.
Okay.
And I definitely wanted to take out this Stone Seeker. Alright, I think I'm actually going to move this stack as my first action and move this Dawnbringer Brute up as my second action. Back to you.
That is interesting. Well, I will draw. I'll look at 2.
Mm-hmm. What did you see?
Wouldn't you like to know? This is really interesting. I don't actually know how to deal with this properly.
I don't know. My husband must be home and let the dogs out. I don't know if it's picking up, but the dogs are going crazy in the yard. So apologies if you thought your neighbor's dog was barking. It's mine.
I will put this on top and keep this
Oh,
one.
it's top or bottom? I thought you had the bottom one.
No, top or bottom.
Damn, that's really good.
Yeah, it's a cool card.
It has to die.
So the question is, what do I do? I mean, I could just trade this, but then
There's a stronger one
there's a
underneath.
strong one underneath.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just make you.
And what
trade
is its ability? That's a hero. Oh, it can take actions while fatigued. Yeah.
So I think what I'll do is I will just go 1, 2 and trade these.
Oh, our brutes are killing each other.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It's unfortunate, but it allows me to preserve my faithful servant.
Yeah. And so what happened there was the reason it could even act twice was the faithful servant took its fatigue the first time, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. All right, my turn then. I will draw my card. And definitely the Stone Seeker has to go.
Okay.
So I will attack it with my Solarian Soldier. They trade because they have the same power, but the remaining Solarian Cavalry from my stack moves in. I don't think you did save your faithful servant because now it's not fatigued. Right?
That's right. I hate that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
when
I messed that up.
something dies in a trade, the next one in the stack is not fatigued is at least our understanding.
And this guy can take actions even if you were fatigued.
Oh, right.
So I messed that up.
Yeah, it's win-win. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so the cavalry will attack your faithful servant. It's 2 power to 1, so it will just slay it and move into your gates. I will pass the turn, and since I'm sieging your gates, you mill a card.
Which is sad because I liked that card.
That's the one you chose to leave on top. That's right. It was a good time to do that. Okay, I'm feeling good about my position.
So I can discard 2 cards to get rid of that. If I was so
Yes, you can take the defend action, which is to discard cards equal to its power to destroy it.
Right.
But it costs you 2 cards in an action, so it's expensive.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw 1.
Okay.
Then I'm going to read this.
Take your time. I guess since you're thinking, we can't do video game talk like we were while we were constantly. We played a game before this. We were constantly shuffling decks and we're filling a lot of time talking about video games. But I guess it doesn't work this time.
No. So my 3 hero makes an appearance. This is Neil Othrakaris.
Yeah,
the Vicarious.
Neil Othrakaris, yeah.
So he may not move, but he can attack enemy fighters that are adjacent to any fighter I control, and if he kills them, he'll take their spot.
Okay. That's scary. And that was your second action, right?
It was. I drew 1 and then I played that card.
So how am I going to handle that? I don't have a plan.
Okay.
I will draw my card. Maybe that will help. It's not gonna not help. Actually. Yeah, I think that cavalry might be hosed. I could run.
You could run.
Which is maybe not the worst idea. Because this can't move in to attack it.
It's up to you.
Huh. But I like sieging your gates. It robs you of card draws.
Right. That's the call. Is this guy worth me not having one more card?
This is tricky. And we were saying after our practice games, like, this was very much kind of sold as like a real beer and pretzels, like, take it to the pub and play 15-minute rounds of it, and we have found it tougher than we expected.
Much tougher. Yeah, like playing well seems very hard. And like that thing, where you snuck your guy in and I like wasted this thing, which is totally fine. That'll go away if you play more, but you'll have to be thinking more to like really like process all of that.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm gonna say I have a tactic I could play for 0, but I'm gonna save it. So I guess this is all I'll do is I'm gonna play my 3-power Solaran Soldier.
Okay.
And then I'm going to play my hero Bullgriff on top of it, which has the pickup ability. Deploy this fighter on top of any fighter you control in your back row, regardless of trait. So it can go on top of the soldier. And it has, as an action in the future, I can move this fighter to any unoccupied square. So I can pick up this 3-power soldier and fly it around. Mm-hmm. And it is back to your turn.
Okay, so I'll draw a card.
No, you mill that card.
I'll mill a card, yep. Thank you. And then I'll kill you.
Damn. One action left then.
What was underneath this?
It's my 3-power soldier.
These don't share an icon.
The ability on the Bullgriff said it doesn't have to.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Okay.
That's what's cool about my
okay.
Hippogriff. Bullgriff, excuse me. I could use more cards, which is a predicament I saw coming when I played 5 of them on turn 1.
That's it for me.
What is that?
Just a normal
2-power brute. Okay. I'm not as far ahead as I would like to be, having played that what was the card called? Rapid Deployment, that got me such a big burst. I really thought, like, wow, this card seems overpowered, and here I am, not ahead.
You might be ahead. I mean, you got 2 mills on me. That's
true.
A lot.
How many cards are in your hand? That makes... If it's low...
4.
4, okay. And I'm drawing 1 to be at 4. That makes me feel a little better. Because I did rob you of a few cards.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Crusher Brute is a 2+1 against soldiers. It's a little scary. This thing can attack out from any of your units. So if I were to move here, this could just devour my Bullgriff. Mm-hmm. That's no good. Well, I mean, the Bullgriff it's here to fly something into position and then probably die. So to that end, I'm going to fly it into that position where it will probably die. But that was its delivery action to move the fighter to any unoccupied square. And then I think I will just deploy a Solaran Soldier. It's a 2-power soldier, so +1 against hunters. Back to you.
Yeah, this is an interesting thing because this is here now. But you can't fly this off and leave that behind, can you? So you can't kill this with this. I'm in no rush at all to reveal the thing that will let you trade. If
you leave the Bullgriff, I'm just stuck with my 3-power covered forever?
I mean, for as long as right? Like, or you can attack in and sacrifice the Bullgriff. That's your call if you want to do that. I'm not going to help you. Right?
Right.
I think that's right.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
It's interesting anyway.
Yeah, that's a little bit of an issue.
Okay, so I'm going to draw a card, because you have to draw a card, and you should never forget to draw a card.
Never.
And then I'm going to... Ooh, that's interesting. Yes. I'm going to play Secret Tunnel. Whoa. Move target fighter you control to an unoccupied non-gate back row square.
Oof.
It becomes fatigued, but if it's a brute, it has +1 until your next turn. So I have a 3 brute in your back row here.
Damn, okay.
And then for my second trick, I will play a Deep Rock Velver. And this guy, if he's in a non-gate back row square, can treat other non-gate back row squares as adjacent.
Oh, when I played them in our practice game, I didn't realize that it wasn't just movement.
Right. For attacking too.
It's really... If it occupies, it may treat them as adjacent. Oh god, that's really scary. So like it could attack my hunter here.
It could.
And then it would end up here.
It would.
And be a sitting duck for like my soldier, but still
Right.
not ideal. Huh. Okay, you're done, right?
I am.
I will draw my card. This card did not make me feel much better. Well, so this brute gets +1 against soldiers.
He also
which is what's
has
here.
+1 until my turn.
Right now, yeah.
Right.
So I can't.
You
can't
can't
trade with it. And you're right. The Bullgriff situation is frustrating. Huh. I'm gonna throw a tier 1 soldier into a stack over the tier 2 as sort of a shield, and then what? I think I'm gonna get this Dusklight Hunter off of the corner where it's a sitting duck for your Deep Rock Velver.
Okay.
All right, your turn.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Nilothracus.
Don't forget to draw a card.
Thank you. So I can use this guy to attack this, right?
Oh, because it's adjacent to your
Right.
brute. Yes.
So I'll kill that with him,
Mm-hmm. Smart.
and then I'll kill this one with him.
And that will trade because it
No,
doesn't have +1
+1.
anymore until
it-
when.
No, you're right. It doesn't have +1 anymore, but its ability.
Oh,
is it has
+1 against soldiers. Oh.
Right.
Oh, this is going so badly, and I had such a good start.
Yeah, you did.
All right, that was your turn then, huh?
It was, yeah.
I will draw.
Well, no, you'll.
Ah, I did the same thing you did.
Yeah, it's easy to forget.
Oh no. 2 cards to kill that is such a. It's so expensive. And this hunter could trade with it if I hadn't moved it. Although maybe you would have done your turn entirely different if I hadn't moved it.
Who's to say?
Oh, I hate this for me. Alright, this Bullgriff probably should no longer be threatening this. It should probably be threatening the brute at the gates. I don't want to discard cards to defend. And that's fatigued now. It's my 3-tier soldier.
Okay.
Yeah, which I'm now seeing the problem with this.
Okay.
I mean, it's not the end of the world. Like,
no, it's not.
You could trade like your Velver with, or you could take out the Hippogriff with your demon, and then you would be trading, which would get it off of my gates.
Yeah.
And in fact, that would save me. I would not mill me like it would if I take my turn killing it.
Right.
So it's like, I think I'm gonna let that move stand.
Yeah, sure.
And I guess I'll go ahead and move this hunter here. You don't have enough actions to kill everything. So it's back to you.
Right. It's interesting. I really don't know what the right thing to do is. I mean, this I'm going to leave, I think. Because it can't threaten this, and I'm guessing this is going to die anyway. Although, does this trade into... No. Yeah, this will trade into this.
Yeah, because it gets +1 against brutes. Yep.
Right. Okay, let me draw my card before I start talking too much here.
Did that change everything?
Sadly, it did not really change anything. I would have liked it if it changed things. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Like, I can mill you again, or I can do the trade we talked about and get rid of your 3 for my 2. Which, I mean, 3s are a big problem in this game. Like, if you have a 3 and
you really need a
opponent
plan to
can't-
bring them down.
Right.
Which is what I'm lacking with your defense.
Right, exactly. So, reluctant as I am to lose out on a mill, I think I'm going to do the double trade. So I'm going to kill this with this.
Oh, so you're would you say the name of the name?
Nilothracus.
Perfect, nailed it. Okay, so that devours my Bullgriff.
Right, and then I'll trade these into each other and they'll both die.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. But yes, it does mean I can draw my card now.
It does, yeah.
That's a terrible card.
Oh, good.
It's not a good sign when you're spending actions to draw cards, but it's probably what I'm doing as my first action.
Okay.
Huh. So I'm not going to lie to you. My hand is 4 tactics. And the tactics in this deck mostly deal with units, which I have one... I have the most basic worst minion you could possibly... Or unit you could possibly have, and that's it.
Right.
So this is the problem I'm facing. I don't want this hunter to just be a sitting duck meal for your demon. It would force your demon off of here, but
I don't know if that's good or bad. I was thinking about this being here.
It's nice for you that that's sitting.
And I was
on
like,
the
it's
gates.
right in the middle though. Like this gives me immediate access to a lot of space.
I think I just with my second action pull it back, where
Okay.
I can maybe create a stack or something later if you don't find a way to murder it.
Sure.
All right, back to you.
All right, I will draw a card. And I will play a 1 brute and then a 2 brute on top of it.
Okay, I will draw a card. Huh. Everything has changed.
Really? That's not good.
I mean, I don't know about everything, but some things have changed. I am
Oh, that's really fascinating. Okay. I should have done something else on my previous turn. It would have been cool.
Yeah. Cool for me?
No. Cool for the viewers, though, at home. Like and subscribe.
Oh, I'm sorry that you had to miss out on that.
Maybe you'll still get your chance. We'll see.
I will play my Bull Griff Rider here.
So that's the one that says you may deploy or move this fighter to any unoccupied square adjacent to a friendly fighter. So you could have deployed it here if you wanted to.
I could have.
Yes.
But I have...
Other ideas.
Yeah. Ideas is maybe a strong... I have the concepts of a plan.
Okay, great.
All right. I'm just going to play a soldier here.
Okay.
2-power soldier.
You're not going to get to see my fun trick, unfortunately.
Ah, sorry.
It would have been cool.
It probably involved corners.
I mean, who could possibly comment on whether or not it involved corners?
Not me.
Not you. That is for sure.
I have a cool plan for
Do
next
you?
turn. It's
Can this attack anywhere? No. Deploy or move.
yeah.
Okay. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move up this Valver to here,
Oh,
and then I'm just going to kill this with this.
I didn't see that coming. That's not great.
My previous plan was when this was the only one here, he could have just moved to the corner, and then I could have just put this on your gate.
Right.
Which would have been cool. I don't know if this is good or not.
That was your 2 actions, huh? Did you draw your card?
I did.
Okay.
Wait, did I? Yes, I did.
Okay. Then I will draw my card. So that's interesting because...
You can just move directly onto my gate.
Right. Which is, of course, enticing.
Right.
But then you can just devour my hunter and end up on my gate.
Right.
And then just mutually assure destruction.
And we'll see what happens.
I don't love that.
The question is, do you have a plan to deal with my guy before I have a plan to deal with your guy?
Before? No. Okay. Yeah, this is a problem. Oh, I was looking at a card in my hand and I just saw the sword icon in the tier 1 and thought it was a basic card. It's a hero. I should read it.
Oh yeah, what does it do?
One moment, please. I'm not going to read it out loud.
Oh. That's a bummer for us. Me and the viewer.
It's cool.
Does it solve all your problems?
It solves some problems.
If only you could play it. Oh, you could. You could put it on top of this Bull Rider.
That's true. true. I could put my 1-tier hero on top of this 3-tier hero.
Yeah, and then watch me never kill that 1-tier hero, probably, right?
All right. So here's what I guess I have to do. I'm not happy about it, especially well. No, the idea just got better when I realized that you can't just move your demon at will.
Yes, I can.
Yeah,
Well, I can attack this at will and then just move on there, right?
Yeah, but not if I move it here.
That's correct. Okay, so is that it? Is that everything?
No, that's my first action.
Okay, great.
And I'm going to play Tempo, a tactic that costs 0 actions and says gain an action.
Brutal.
I have 2 remaining actions.
I don't like that at all.
Watch this.
Okay.
It's maybe not going to be that impressive, but reposition. Swap the position of 2 fighters you control. So, the Hunter and the Bullgriff Rider swap. And finally, as my last action, the Bullgriff Rider will attack your Deep Rock Velver and kill it.
Okay.
That was the plan.
That was an interesting play.
It's your turn.
It is my turn.
How many cards? I'm down to 3 cards already. This game goes by fast.
I'm drawing one right now, and then I'll have 3 left as well.
Okay. These cards might be destined to defend with.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe we'll just trade these.
Okay. That does leave you in a better board position than me.
Yeah.
Slightly.
I mean, slightly is, just your opinion, but I'll put this guy down there.
What is that?
Just a basic hunter.
Tier 2 hunter, the Echo Hunter.
Yeah.
Do all of these have sea creature parts? This one... No, this is just a dwarf with a pickaxe and some sort of weird asymmetrical mask. She's pretty cool. I love the art and the style of your faction in particular.
Yeah, it's cool.
Mine is like the art is nice, but they're just they're medieval dudes.
Right. I do think the art in this game is very good.
I really like it. Yeah. Okay, I will draw my card.
Great.
It didn't save me.
Okay.
I'm gonna play. Probably just 2 units. A standard bearer.
Okay.
Which is my tier 1 hero I was talking about. It has an action on it, Inspire. Move or attack with target adjacent friendly fighter, even if it's fatigued.
Cool.
Do not fatigue that fighter. Wait, adjacent? Hang on. That's fine.
Okay.
No, I'm going to put this here, actually.
Okay.
And I'll put another fighter next to it, my Dawnbringer Brute. Okay, your turn.
I do wish you'd put that there, but I will still play... I'll draw a card. And then I will play Earthquake, which says destroy enemy 1s and 2s. So those will both go.
Destroy them, sorry, where specifically?
Enemy 1s and 2s that occupy non-gate back row squares.
Yeah, so that'll be both of these.
Yeah.
Ouch. That's both your actions at least, but it was 2 cards for 1, which... if you play card games, that's called card disadvantage.
Especially in a game where you have a finite deck.
Yeah,
seems good. Yeah.
Very finite deck. Yeah, it does kind of flip it a little, not flip it, but it recontextualizes it. Like in Magic the Gathering, card advantage just means like, well, you're only going to draw so many cards, so if you're being more efficient with them than your opponent, you're probably winning the game.
Right.
If you're taking out 2 of their cards with 1 of yours, you're up a card.
Right.
It is a little different here because also the deck running out is a factor. You only have 20 cards in the game, unless you're, what was the name of the undead faction that kept bringing them back?
The Gloaming? Is that what they were
I
called?
think that was it.
Yeah.
Wow, good memory. You didn't know your own, but you knew that one.
Yeah. Well, Gloaming is easy to remember. Also,
What?
surprise.
Okay, sorry.
Well, okay. What's the name of this faction?
The Delguon.
Is that right?
It is.
Okay. I don't know. Guan was hard to remember.
Yeah, it's all one word. Delguon or something. That's
Wow, you
totally
even remember the spelling?
Totally
That's
normal.
pretty good.
Yeah, totally,
you did.
Totally normal thing.
I don't know. The Gloaming.
The art in the rulebook, yeah, I guess I shouldn't have been surprised by the Sea Creature Crusher Brute. It's a like dwarf leaning in with a tentacle beard.
Yeah.
Somehow I played with them earlier, and I knew that they had demons, but I hadn't really paid close enough attention to kind of grasp that they are also mutants, which is fun.
They're cool. I like them.
Okay. Have I stalled long enough? I'm gonna have to...
Don't like the sound of that.
No, I just mean I don't know what to do, and I still don't know what to do. So let's see. The standard bearer move or attack with target adjacent friendly fighter, even if it's fatigued. This. I only have one card left. I don't think I'm winning this game. I will play the Battle Cleric of Solara. And oh yeah, so I should talk about this card. It's a hero. It says Brilliant Blessing. As an action, target other friendly fighter cannot be attacked until your next turn. So out of frankly not wanting to take any actions to move into your buzzsaws over here at this moment, I think I will use... Oh, no, it's fatigued. I can't use that action.
No.
You can't pass in this game. You must take 2 actions, which right now is...
You can play a card.
An issue? I could play a card.
If only you had a card, I'm thinking.
I only have 2 cards in hand.
I'm wondering if those are both events or whatever they're called. Tactics.
They might be.
Yeah. Because you mentioned 4 earlier. I don't know if you've played 4 since then.
Yeah, I actually think that's what I do. I'm going to play Forced March. You may move each fighter you control following the rules for the move action. I think when it says following the rules for the move action, that means I can't move one that's fatigued, right?
Well, this one says...
So
that's a
because I played the Battle Cleric of Solara.
I think that's right.
So I can move the Standard Bearer. I don't want to. So I'm basically burning my action by playing this thing saying I may do this and then declining to do it.
Oh, wow.
That's where I am.
Wasteful.
I'm extremely losing. This is where I'm at. So it's your turn.
Quite the surprise. Okay, I will play this 3 on top of here. And, first I'll draw a card.
Tier 3 Echo Hunter.
Yeah. I think what I'll do is, just for funsies... I'll play a 1, and then I'll play a 3.
Jeez.
Is that
okay.
right? Is that... You know what? No. Why am I being so, I'm beating around the bush for no reason? Look, I have a 2. I'm just going to play a 2.
All right. I will draw my final card, and it will surely save me. It's not a bad card. But will it save me? It's unlikely. Move or all yours are 2s and 3s, and all mine are 1s. What happens to all my big units?
I was like, oh great, I've got good numbers here.
How did I lose them all and leave you with so many big ones?
My hero 3 did good work. He killed a few 2s, I think.
Yeah, it did. And your Earthquake got one too, I think.
You only each have... No, my Earthquake only got 1s. But you only have 2 3s, right? You have your hero 3 and then 1 other 3 that's like a basic 3.
I think it's 2 other 3s. Is it 2 basic 3s? You have 10 basic cards. I think it's 2 3s, 4 2s, and 4 1s.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, so I think you have 3 total. But what your point there, that they are a precious resource and a target for your opponent if they want to win the game,
right?
I think remains.
Right.
I'm getting... So I'll play a Dawnbringer Brute. It's just a tier 2 Brute, so it gets +1 against soldiers. Your only soldiers are over there where I can't play it. And then I have to take my second action. This is pretty bad. I think it's actually to use a Standard Bearer to move an adjacent friendly unit even though it is fatigued and push this up here where you'd at least have to trade with it.
Yeah.
All right. Back to you.
I think I'll probably let you take the action that would trade because, it's got... So I'll just move these 2 up. Actually, let me draw this card before I do this.
Yeah, is that your last card?
It is my last card, yeah. That seems fine. So I'll just move these 2 up. Hoping that...
So if my remaining card gets a unit into your gate, I win, is what you're saying.
It would be pretty crazy if you could play that card into my gate.
Or, have it's a tactic that's a hippogriff, picks them up and moves them anywhere.
Yeah, maybe it's unwise to... If that's true, I'll have learned a lesson about moving this guy out from my gate. For sure.
That's not true.
Okay.
I'm pretty screwed. I can buy time. Alright, my Brute will attack your Brute, they'll trade.
Sure.
And my Battle Cleric will say my Standard Bearer can't be attacked next turn to stall this out.
Sounds good.
Your turn.
All right. Okay, well, I'll kill that.
Yep.
And I will... I don't know. I guess I can just waste time. Here, I'll play Summoning Rites. Put all the cards in your hand at the bottom of your deck, then draw 6 cards. Done.
All right. Yeah. No. You've clearly won. So I don't. I'm going to attack into your Echo Hunter.
And die?
My standard bear dies. Your turn.
Boop. Good game.
Good game. I don't.
Oops.
I can't. I guess your demon just ran amok for too long. I'm trying to even really understand why I lost so badly there.
Yeah, I still had 3 cards in hand at the end.
Yeah, I had 1, and it was it gives +1 on defense. Friendly units get +1 when being attacked until my next turn if they're in stacks. And at the time I had this, none of my units were ever in stacks. I never coordinated that.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It did feel a little bit rough. Did you have the full 18 or 20 cards, whatever?
I think
1,
so.
2, 3, 4,
I didn't run out of
5,
cards
6,
before you
7,
did.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we broke any rules.
I think it was a clean game as far as I know. I mean, let us know in the comments if you're a Gudnak expert, and we made some. I think it was a clean game actually. It's a new game that we learned today and are playing our 3rd game of after 2 off camera. I would actually bet it was not a clean game. Somewhere we made a mistake, but we have no idea what it was.
That's a fair point. Yeah.
Honestly, as you learn, if you have a YouTube channel where people can comment on your playthroughs, you make a mistake in just about every game.
Oh, really? That's funny, yeah. But this was the least close game we played, by far.
It was, yeah.
Which is just to say that this game is usually very tense and very close. And this game was still had that tension for it.
Yeah. And with how lopsided, I guess is the word, this game was, what I hadn't really grasped about it is that your decks are pretty much always going to run out at the same time anyway. Unless one person is dramatically taking a lot more draw card actions, right? Like, because the win condition is to hit your opponent's base once they're out of cards, you would think that, if someone crushes the other player, they're going to run out of cards fast with cards still left in the other deck. But because milling a card is just instead of drawing one, it doesn't actually accelerate the number of turns in the game. It's not really the case.
Right.
You're kind of playing for what's the board position when you both run out. Right?
I guess that's right. Yeah.
And in this case, we both ran out, one after another. I did, and then you did.
Well, I think
and then your board position was just so much better.
I think there's still a strategy where you're playing for the mills, because even though it's not speeding up the game, it is reducing your opponent's hand.
No, that's true. I still think going into your opponent's gates earlier in the game and, bless you, depriving them of card draw is
really good.
Is really strong.
Right.
And potentially, if they're in hot water, and neither of us had to do that this time, but you can discard cards equal to the power of the unit in your gates to defend, to destroy it outright. But that is if there's a 3 power unit there, it's costing you an action and 3 cards. That's
pretty brutal.
Hugely costly. So it's worth doing. But yeah, but even if you're doing that, the game's going to end with both of us with our decks running out at the same time.
Right.
And unless you successfully hit someone's access to cards so hard that they have to take a lot of draw card actions, but that's just not the way we've seen a game play out. So it's an interesting thing to think about, is you're jockeying for that upper hand at a certain moment that is foreseeable. Is what I'm trying to kind of take away from this.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out, because sometimes it sounds like what you're saying is we should just be building up, and there's really no reason to venture forward.
I'm not saying to turtle.
Yeah.
Because turtling does not give you the best board position necessarily.
No, right.
And if you've turtled and all that your opponent has to do is all you have to do at the end is you don't have to clear out everyone's units. You just have to get here. So if you're turtling, unless you have one big stack here, you might just be one tactic or one attack away from losing the center, and that's it. You don't have a turn if your deck is out and your opponent gets in. You don't have a turn to use all the units here to fight them off. It's over.
Right.
It's really sudden death.
Yeah.
It's it's interesting. I think this is just me trying to get better at the game. I'm not making comments to review the game.
No, I understand. Yeah.
And if anything, I think as far as reviewing the game, from turning that into a review of the game, I think that's cool, because I can't think of very many other games that are like that flow that way. or any games that flow quite that same way. Certainly not in this like constructed deck card dueling genre.
Yeah, I don't know. I like it. There's a lot to explore. I'm not sure what's right. I'm wondering if like dominant strategy will be winning through having a better board position when this opens up, or if it will be getting a few really good mills mid-game such that your opponent is just like behind on cards for the whole game.
Right.
And maybe that's enough. Like,
didn't I even... I hit one of your threes with one of my mills this game,
did
right?
hit one of my threes.
Like, man, I'm... Like, based on how I felt for the first few turns, like, I'm shocked I did not go on to win this game.
Or no, you hit a two. It was a hero 2, right?
Oh, but, okay, that's right. That's right. It was a hero.
It was the Forge,
man,
the Forge Father.
I thought I had such a good start that maybe, obviously, you would hope that you're not going to hit a situation where I have an insurmountable lead based on my opening hand, which was obviously not what happened.
Right.
But I didn't expect to feel so overwhelmed, like by the mid game even, based on that start. So maybe that wasn't the way to play that card.
I don't know. It's hard to say.
Maybe the misplay was when I was like, I can dump my whole hand onto the board. Let's go.
Maybe it's better as a mid-game play, because when I have full availability to play whatever I want in response, I can really stack up well against you.
Right.
And that's good. Like maybe if it's the middle of the game and I have a card here and like maybe one here, and then you've like moved out and you're just getting 2 plays for one.
Yeah, action. And I was I did that. I dumped my hand on the battlefield, and then you were able to kind of more tactically place your units, and I didn't have a handful of cards to respond to what you were doing. So it was probably that was a miss.
But when I drew that card in our practice game, I definitely thought, oh, I really wish I had this for the first turn of the game. Right? That's what you think it would be good for.
Yeah. And it's so I guess if I'm sitting here saying like, well, I lost badly, how can I learn from it? Yeah. I guess maybe that's the lesson.
Maybe the thing to do is do that and then immediately start moving forward. Because I can still only play 2 units on my first turn. So if you assemble and then you storm the field, it's hard for me to react quick enough.
Yeah,
because if the advantage of that card is free action play,
but it's not like I could play them and move them. They were still they were deployed, so they're still fatigued.
You're right.
So still, you're placing them, and then I'm deciding whether to go in. Which if that brute soldier hunter rock paper scissors, if you have then responded to my line of units with cards that win that rock paper scissors battle, why would I walk into them? Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah. So I think that card is tougher to play correctly probably than it looked.
Yeah, there's
which
a lot of
cool.
like non-intuitive stuff. Yeah, it's cool. I think like what I'm most excited about, and we'll probably film another video of this game right now.
Yeah, I think we will.
What I'm most excited about is the deck building, because I don't know if you talked about this at all, but this is our sort of first play.
These were starter decks.
These are starter decks, and there's basically there's 4 factions in the base box, and each of them comes with 2 different starter decks.
Yeah, which I've never seen a game like this do.
It's kind of nice. Yeah, there's like 8 starter decks. But then when you actually get down to deck building, like you're going to get 1 3 hero. And for each faction, there's like 1 or 2, no, at least 2 in the base box, maybe 3. And then in expansions, there's going to be more of them. And that's going to be like that was my monster that I was able to attack next to other guys. And that's going to really set up your style for the game.
Right.
And then you're going to pick 2 heroes and 2 1 heroes to hopefully accompany that hero, 3 well. And then you'll build the rest of your cards as basics and events and stuff. But that choice of the 3 hero is almost like your decision in Netrunner of which ID are you going to run.
Yeah, because it's so pivotal to what your deck is doing.
It seems super important, right?
Yeah.
But then it's still in your deck, so it's not like your opponent can't just be like if you're sitting down at a tournament and you're playing against someone you don't know, they don't know which 3 is in your deck. Like,
right.
They just maybe they know, maybe they get to see this tile, so they're like, oh yeah, you're playing the Delguon or whatever. But there's like 4 different 3s. Like, which one is he playing? Like, that's such a cool thing to think about.
Yeah. Well, maybe this should be what we do for the videos. Is we'll do another video, and like in real life terms, probably just have time to film one more, today.
Sure.
IRL. But maybe we play with 2 more starter decks, and then we make it a little tournament. The 2 factions that won will play a 3rd game that is those 2 factions against each other, but we will each take one and deck build.
Oh, that's fun.
You want to do that?
Yeah, I like it.
All right. Great. Well, then let's call that a video now. Thank you for watching. If you haven't hit the like button yet or subscribed to the channel, we'd really appreciate it. And thank you again to Chaotic Great Games for providing this copy for us.
That's very cool.
And Jordan, I always introduce the podcast that you're on that people can watch. Why don't you tell us about it?
Yes, I'm on the Game Brain podcast. It is a podcast primarily focusing on heavy Euro games, but we talk about a variety of things. We recently had a Game of the Year episode for 2024, so you can check that out on the feed. And also, one other member Matt and I, are diving into miniatures games. And we've got a few episodes of Sprued Up, which is a sideshow about minis games on there. So there's a lot of content to check out, and it's pretty fun, so I'd recommend it.
Yeah, so check out Game Brain wherever you get your podcasts.
That's right.
And we'll be back for more Gudnak as well as lots of other games on Optimal Play soon. So, till then, be optimal.